Good morning and welcome again to the Wolf That Dwells with the Lamb. I want to share a few thoughts again. In the last video, I shared how the reason why depression has gone up so rapidly over the last few months is because people are focusing on everything that is going on in the world, and it is bringing them into a state of depression because for worldly people, their identity is in this world, and if this world falls apart, so does their existence, so does their life. But many Christians, professed Christians, are being depressed because of everything that is going on in the world. And it's because that they keep their eyes, they keep their minds thinking about everything that is going on, and they are not actively engaged in seeking that living relationship with God. They are moving out of fear instead of faith and love. One thing I realize is that most churches, including all the even all the world, hospitals, churches, they never deal with the core of the issue when it comes to problems like depression, anxiety, and the problem that humanity has in general. We always deal with the symptoms, but we never deal with the issue. We never look at what causes the problem. When John the Baptist came and preached, he said in Matthew chapter 3 verse 10, "And now also the axe is laid unto the root of the trees. Therefore every tree which bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire." When God deals with you, God is going to remove the cause of your problems. He's not just going to deal with your symptoms. At churches today, what we try to do is because we don't like the fruit of the tree, because we don't like the leaves, we cut off the branches of the tree, but we never deal with the root of the trees, and therefore the problem never vanishes. The problem never goes away. And this is why we have so many professed Christians who have no power, they have no living relationship with Christ, they have absolutely none of this. And as a result, many of them are not going to stand when the real pandemic, when the real crisis comes, even when Jesus is going to come. When Jesus was on earth, he dealt with the core of the issue. He bypassed what most churches dwell upon today. He did not talk about and dwell upon external things. He did not ask you, what do you do? He asked you, what do you think? Jesus knew that what you do is a result of what you think about. The reason why so many people are in the state of depression is because they allow their minds to run wild, and the wild thoughts that they have are negative thoughts. Thoughts that say God does not truly love you. Thoughts that say you cannot be saved because you're doing this and this and this. Thoughts that say you're not saved because of this and this and this. They dwell upon these thoughts until they become a reality in their life. They begin to experience it in their life. Your experience and your feelings are only going to be in accordance with your thoughts, with your mind, and therefore it is essential for us that we deal with our minds. Brothers and sisters, what do we meditate upon? What do we allow our minds to think about? Do we entertain negative thoughts, evil thoughts? Is this what we are entertaining? If this is what we are entertaining, then the fruit is that we are going to experience negativity. We are going to experience anxiety, stress, and depression. We have to guard the garden of our mind, and we have to cultivate our mind to think positive and to have a right attitude. Paul said in Romans chapter 12, "Be not conformed to this world." In other words, don't let the flesh, don't let these negative thoughts conform you into its image, but be transformed. How? By the renewing of your mind. Our Christian experience is going to be transformed when we learn to think differently. We learn to think in the line of faith, not unbelief. We learn to think positive. We learn to think faith. We learn to claim the promises as they really are. That's when our experience is going to change, and we are going to experience the joy of the Lord, because we are going to believe the reality that God has given us His Spirit. God has saved us in giving us His Son. When we believe it, we are going to start thinking about it and meditating upon it. Shun all thoughts of unbelief. Shun all negative thoughts and think about the promises of God. Believe them, and when you begin to believe them, you are going to experience them. You're going to receive the joy of the Lord. God is going to come inside of you, and He's going to live out His life inside of you, and you're going to experience the joy of the Lord, and you're going to experience that the joy of the Lord is your strength. Brothers and sisters, I realize the problem is in our minds. This is where the battlefield is. And we must remember that if we want to experience the gospel, we have to be careful what we allow to come into our minds. The cure to all depression, the cure to all anxiety and stress is simply believing the promises of God and fighting the good fight of faith in our minds. So brothers and sisters, fight that good fight of faith. Time is short. Eternity is real. God is real. So take a hold of faith. Believe in the Lord your God. Believe that He is able to have victory inside of you. Let Him in and work in you. Until next time, may the Lord bless you. There's many verses that come to my mind as I speak about these things, but maybe in the future I will make a video that will elaborate more, where I will elaborate more on this topic as to how to have victory in your mind. So until next time, be blessed.